And I will start sharing my screen. So you're seeing my slides, yes?
Yes.
We are.
Yeah. Super. All right. Well, welcome. And we expected people from around the globe since I accidentally sent Chris. This is great, right? Of all the days in the world, I accidentally sent this morning a reminder with the wrong credentials in it. So that's just the way life works. So hopefully we will be getting some other folks coming. Oh, and actually Marcia is from France. So we've got one international person already I see online. So welcome. Today we're going to hear from a number of people. We're going to have a welcome from our president, David Howard, followed by a video from the Rotary International Director-elect. That's what RIDE means in Rotary. And then Chris Jones, who is joining us here from a training event that he is working on in Virginia. He's joining us to share his thoughts about our new club. Then we'll have our official charter with our district governor, Veronica Bent. And then Newman Aguiar, past district governor in District 7710, will have some final words, and we'll close with the four-way test and then have social time. And so we should, if once I see, oh, we have Ian Rumbles, a past a person from the Clayton Club joining us today. So we have people from throughout zones 33, 34. That is from Pennsylvania all the way down to South America. We have people here from District 7710. That's where our club is located in North Carolina, even though we have members from everywhere. And we have, of course, several Rotary clubs represented here, including our club, the Rotary Club of Raleigh International, and the Rotary Club of Oxford, our parent club. Michael Phelps is here from that club, plus many others. And we will probably be joined by people from Jamaica. So without further ado, I'm going to stop my share so that our president, David, can say a few words.
I want to invite you to go on a journey with me this morning, a special journey, a journey back in time. So step into my time machine and let's go. We're going to go out of the 21st century, back through all of the 20th century, and back into the 19th century, 128 years back to the year 1896 in Chicago, Illinois, in the United States. It's 1896 and Chicago is the 5th or 6th largest city in the world with a population of 1.7 million. The World's Fair was held 3 years ago in 1893. The world's first elevated rail line, the Chicago L, went into operation 4 years ago in 1892. Chicago is a center of culture. It has a symphony orchestra, the Field Museum of Natural History, the Art Institute of Chicago, and a large municipal reference library, and much more. Into this busy metropolis steps a young man, a 27-year-old lawyer, moving to Chicago to seek his fortune. He moved from a small town, no, a tiny town, in a small rural state in the far northeast corner of the United States. His hometown of Wallingford, Vermont, has a population of just over 1,500. Chicago is more than 1,000 times larger. Paul Harris, who will found Rotary almost a decade in the future, has arrived in Chicago. Many in our club can probably relate to how the young Paul Harris felt. Paul was 27 years old. I was 24 years old when I emigrated to the United States from a little country with a population of less than 5 million, just a little larger than Jamaica. Many of us in this club have experienced moving from one town to another, from one state to another, one parish to another, or one country to another. And like Paul Harris, we've experienced the challenges and stresses of settling into a new home, with family and friends and familiar places left far behind. Many in our new club are immigrants, living in a country different from the one where we were born. 2/3 of us were born outside of the US in 8 different countries. Even amongst those of us who are not immigrants, most of us have lived and worked outside the country in which we were born. Paul Harris missed the camaraderie he'd experienced in small-time life in Vermont. A few years after moving to Chicago, he had dinner one evening in the Chicago's North Side with a fellow attorney. As they walked around the area, stopping at shops along the way, Harris was impressed that the other attorney was so friendly with many of the shopkeepers. He hadn't seen this kind of camaraderie among businessmen since moving to Chicago, and he wondered if there was a way to channel it, because it reminded him of growing up in Wallingford, Vermont. He longed for the friendly exchange between fellow businessmen, for business people in those days were men, and had the idea of gathering business people together for fellowship. And eventually he persuaded several business associates to discuss the idea of forming an organization to support local professionals. And Rotary was born in 1905. Today, Rotary is known as a service organization, but the idea of service didn't develop until 2 years after the founding of Rotary. The organization started with a focus on friendship and fellowship. Our motto, service above self, wasn't introduced until 1911, 6 years after Rotary's founding. And it wasn't formally approved as our motto until 1950, almost half a century after Rotary's founding. Rotary today is still a membership organization, focused on friendship and fellowship, but with service as the product of that fellowship. The strongest Rotary clubs I know all have a focus on friendship and fellowship. And in 1912, Paul Harrison himself spoke of his vision for Rotary, and I quote, "to harness the great power of friendship to help do the world's work," unquote. From the first meeting of our club as a satellite club last August, we've intentionally kept a focus on fellowship as well as service. That's one of the reasons we start our meetings with 10 to 15 minutes of informal chat. And it's one of the reasons why on our service trip to Jamaica earlier this year, we spent time together seeing the sights and learning about the culture of Jamaica. Fellowship was also an important factor in bringing the three founders of the club together. Marie, Peter, and I had traveled to Jamaica a little more than a year ago for a service project with another Rotary Club. On that trip, we found a bond of fellowship. And like wider Rotary, that bond has been strengthened immeasurably by our focus on service, and specifically on service to the Lister Mair Gilby High School for the deaf. We are a cause-based club, and Lister Mair Gilby is our cause. Rotarians today like to speak about cause-based clubs like they're something new, but in fact, they've been around for decades, but perhaps known by different names. Whatever the name and whatever the cause, there is no doubt that a service focus provides a bond that helps unify and strengthen club fellowship. Fellowship and friendship are the roots of Rotary, and they are the roots of our new club. But just as Rotary discovered the power of service 117 years ago, it is my hope that our service in the Caribbean will help sustain the fellowship in our club, and that we will, as Paul Harris said in 1912, harness the great power of friendship to help do the world's work. Thank you for being a power for good in the Caribbean and in Jamaica. Rotary allows ordinary people to do extraordinary things. And it's my hope that through our friendship and fellowship, we can indeed do extraordinary things at Lister Mair Gilby High School for the deaf. Thank you for being part of this journey.
Thank you, President David. So we now are going to hear from Patrick Eakes. I'm going to share my screen and audio again. Whoops, except I have the wrong screen. There's always something. Let's try this again. Hey, so now can you see the picture of our director-elect? Yes, excellent. This is Patrick Eakes. He is going to be our director beginning in July. He serves a 2-year term from 2024 to 2026. He'll be on the board of directors, so he is our representative up at the big house. He represents the paired zones of 33 and 34, which goes again 33 from Pennsylvania to South Carolina, zone 34 from Georgia to the Caribbean. So most of our members live in this paired zone. And Patrick hails from the Greensboro area in District 7690. So now I'm going to share with you his words, and hopefully this will work.
Hello, my Rotary friends. I wish that I could be with you live today, but I cannot. I have just spent 9 days outside of Chicago, Illinois, in the United States at Rotary International Headquarters, and I'm actually on a plane right now flying home to North Carolina. But I appreciate this opportunity to be with you via this recording, and I'm so happy to be able to congratulate you on forming this new and important Rotary Club. Any new Rotary Club is special to me because it represents new friendships, new opportunities for service, opportunities for us to grow as leaders and human beings. In your case, service is at the forefront of what your club is all about. And I think it's incredible that members from 4 different countries, from 4 states within the United States, have come together to serve the people of Jamaica. And especially in an area that needs your service so much. Even more incredible that at your charter, you've already done significant service in this country. You have already improved lives before the official charter of your club. So I salute you. I congratulate you. I thank you for not only the service you've already performed, but the service that you will perform. And I look forward to being with you in person, hopefully a little bit later this year. Congratulations all.
I was so delighted that Patrick took the time to share his words with us. I thought he's very inspirational, and he'll be a wonderful representative for us at the board of directors. Next, we have with us past District Governor Chris Jones. Chris served as district governor in District 7680, that's near Charlotte in North Carolina. And Chris was a Rotary leadership trainer serving zone 33 as a Rotary coordinator. So he was responsible for training 15 districts to learn how to grow club membership. I worked with Chris when he was an innovative club advocate in zone 33, starting new clubs. And Chris is currently serving the zone as vice chair of the Zone Membership Action Committee. He's an extensive business background, and right now, all these new members are learning DAC-DB, Chris. And so Chris is actually now a co-owner of the database that we use in Rotary called DAC-DB. So today, Chris will share how we can create hope in the world. Take it away, Chris.
Marie, thanks so much for that warm introduction. You're very kind, and I appreciate you inviting me to participate in this very exciting event here this morning. Creating Hope in the World is our Rotary International presidential theme of this Rotary year that started on July 1 last year and ending on June 30th of this year. And your club has done just that, creating hope in the world by chartering a new club with a new team of Rotarians. And I got to tell you, this is no small endeavor. And it takes a commitment, dedication, and love of service to get to this point. I myself am a charter member of a brand new club when I started my Rotary life in Baltimore, Maryland. And I encourage you as charter members to never forget that you have only one chance to be a charter member in this club. All of you are very special in that regard, and you'll always be those special charter members. So well done for choosing, also well done for choosing March 25th as the actual charter date, the United Nations International Day of the Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and Transatlantic Slave Trade. We'll also take a few minutes to talk about hope that you are creating in our world. And you're doing this through new connections, business connections and personal friendships, the diversity of people that you're bringing into the club and the internationality that your club represents. And I'm noticing some of your backgrounds here, I see connect, travel, and serve. And the second point that I'm going to talk about is travel. And it's very exciting that you're supporting efforts in Jamaica and you're experiencing some new cultures. And of course, Rotary's claim to fame of service. You know, this is Rotary's product, and service isn't possible without members, and it all starts with you. And so excited to see what you're doing, working with the high school for deaf in Jamaica. In addition to that, relative to service, you're being very efficient with funds, and you're dreamers, and not just dreamers, but big dreamers with your upcoming service projects in Jamaica. And all of this is more than just hope. It's a set of strategies that will work. And I want to talk a little bit about Rotary's action plan. And you may or may not have heard about Rotary's action plan, but it really is Rotary's strategic plan of hope and execution. And one of the 4 areas are increasing our impact, expanding our reach, expanding participant engagement, and increasing our ability to adapt. And I want to talk through just those points very quickly. As the newest group of Rotarians under the area of increasing our impact, as the newest group of Rotarians making the world a better place, and we need more members just like you. So it's important for all of us to be looking for additional people to help us take on this endeavor of service. More people does equal more impact. So find people like you and let's go get that done. And you're expanding our reach by performing compassionate and ambitious service work. We need others to help too. And you're enhancing participant engagement by creating meaningful relationships internally and externally and across multiple geographies. And you're increasing our ability to adapt by seeking new perspectives and new ideas through this innovative e-club to strengthen Rotary and to create lasting change. All of you are the newest Rotarians on the planet. Congratulations. And I'm really excited for you on this Saturday morning. You're destined to make a big difference and make our world better. We support you and thank you for what you have done, are doing, and will do. And now, as you grow forward, I offer you peace through service, which happened to be the theme when I served as district governor, as you create hope in the world through the magic of Rotary. Thank you again for allowing me to participate in this momentous occasion, and I wish you all the best. Marie, back to you.
Thank you, Chris, very much for your kind words. And Chris has been a great mentor to me through the years, and I'm so happy that he took some time away from his training duties this morning to join us. Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Next up, we have our district governor. And am I sharing? Okay, you're Veronica. Good. Okay, so Veronica will be presenting for us our club charter, our installation of officers, and induction of new members. District Governor Veronica Bent is the first woman of color to serve as DG in our district, District 7710. So she is a groundbreaker for sure. She leads 47 clubs in 10 counties, and we're in central North Carolina, representing about 1,850 Rotarians. Professionally, Veronica has worked in the banking industry for almost 30 years, and I do not know how that's possible because she's only 31. But in any case, she serves as Senior Vice President at Pinnacle Financial Partners. So today, Veronica will present us with our charter and induct us officially. And Veronica, do you want to be on screen or do you want me to
You can leave the charter up so everyone can see. Thank you, Marie.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It is with great pleasure that I present the Rotary E-Club of Raleigh International, its charter. I would like to officially welcome you all to the family of Rotary International and to District 7710. You should be proud of this accomplishment, as I know it took dedication, commitment, and your passion to serve. Rotary is an organization that is built on the ideals of service above self, as you heard. I am sure that this club will embrace all that Rotary has to offer to you and to the world. So we work together across the globe to accomplish our goals. Please continue to grow, give to the foundation so that we can continue our life-changing service projects as some that you are currently working on. When we connect, collaborate, and build our communities, all things are possible. I want to leave you with our vision statement. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities, but most importantly in ourselves. Congratulations on this accomplishment. I wish you success and continue to create hope in the world. So now we're going to move to our induction of officers. So Marie, you can stop sharing and I will go to the officers. So all of the officers, you know who you are. It's in the program. You have been elected to the important position in the administration of the Rotary E-Club of Raleigh International. This is an indication of this club's high regard and confidence in all of you. They also believe that you will uphold the integrity of this club by following the ideals of Rotary. Will you fulfill the responsibilities of your offices to the best of your ability and in accordance with the constitutional documents of this club? If so, please answer, I will.
I will.
All right. Then in the name of Rotary E-Club of Raleigh International, I declare you formally installed as officers and assure you all of the loyal support of all of your fellow members and District 7710. Now we're going to move along and we're going to induct our members. All right. Fellow Rotarians, it is my privilege and pleasure today to welcome into membership in our club. The proposal has been reviewed in accordance with the club's constitution and bylaws in the Rotary E-Club of Rotary International and to the friendship of Rotary throughout the world. It has already been explained to you that the ideal of Rotary is service. Our principal motto is service above self, and the object of this club and all Rotary clubs to encourage and foster this ideal as a basis of worthy enterprise. You are to share in this effort. You have been approved for membership in this club because we believe you to be worthy representative of your vocation, interested in the ideals of Rotary, and willing to do your share in translating these ideals into action. You have agreed to accept the obligations of membership in this club and to obey this club's constitution and bylaws. Now I have the pleasure of virtually pinning you all as new members of the Rotary E-Club of Rotary International. You are pinned.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Veronica. And I
Thank
hope
you. Thank you.
I hope you all received our new pins that say charter member. So
Yeah.
as Chris said, there's only one chance to be a charter member of this club, and y'all did it. Thank you, Veronica. And next up, let me share my screen one more time. We have with us past District Governor Newman Aguiar. Newman was my mentor. He actually got me into this DG business, and I think I thank him for that. And you know, when somebody asks you to do a job in Rotary, it's really hard to say no, and I couldn't say no to Newman. So thank you for getting me started on this journey. And Newman continues to be a great support to me. He'll share with us today the magic of Rotary. Newman served as district governor in this district in 2015, 2016. He is the member of the largest club in our district. They have 200 members. Can you imagine? And he was responsible or involved actively with starting the first E-Club in our district. It's called the E-Club of District 7710. They started on July 1st, 2015. So with no further ado, Newman, it is yours.
Thank you, Marie. It is so wonderful to be with you all this morning, and congratulations on your charter. Give yourselves a big hand once again, because this is a really, really important day for Rotary, right? Anytime Rotary charters a new club, it is a special day in the life of Rotary. And, you know, when you think about that, you've heard from a number of Rotary dignitaries this morning who are here to support you, that, you know, what is the real essence of Rotary, right? In terms of changing lives. It gives each of us that opportunity to join together with other like-minded people and change lives around the world. You all have already gotten off to a great start. right? And with your service projects and the work that you'll have done pre-charter. But now you get to elevate that. And with each Rotary Club, we create the opportunity to bring in additional Rotarians, additional like-minded people, right? Because Rotary is about sharing this opportunity to bring other like-minded people the way you have come together to do good in the world. And Rotary is different than any other organization in the world because we have the Rotary Foundation. And the Rotary Foundation allows us to leverage our assets, our talents, to levels that we can't do anyplace else. And so you will, as a club, you've already started on that journey. And I know over the years, you will do more to take advantage of the Rotary Foundation to do the good and make the change that you see in the world, right? And what's most special about the Rotary Foundation is that the Rotary Foundation depends on Rotarians to identify the needs and the challenges around the world, and depends on those Rotarians to make the change, which is why the Rotary Foundation has the highest ranking among nonprofits, I think now 17 years in a row, right, with Charity Navigator. So you are now part of that, this global organization, not just of wonderful people like yourselves, but also in concert with the Rotary Foundation. I remember some years ago, we were all talking about what it means to each of us to be a Rotarian, right? And we talked about Rotary moments at that time. And there was a young man from Korea, and to him, what he said about Rotary was, it's ordinary people coming together to do extraordinary things. And I think that's so true. But being a Rotarian, I really think it's extraordinary people coming together to do incredible things, right? But however you want to look at it, it's this amazing opportunity that you are now a part of, to bring your talents, to bring all your assets together and work together as a group to make big change around the world. So I congratulate you for joining together and you're on your charter today. And we look forward to supporting you as a district, but also the clubs in our district. And hopefully we will work together collaboratively to join you in making the change that you want to see in the world. So well done.
Thank you, Newman. Let's give a round of applause to all of our presenters here today. Thank you so much for your time. And just one more quick slide, if I can. So this sums up what the club is about, in my words, at least when we were in Jamaica. We're all about having fun and fellowship so that we can do some service in the world. And it is chaotic when we all say this together, but let's create some chaos today and unmute yourself and let's do our four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you so very much for your time. The official portion of this meeting is over. Now let's just have some fun.
David, if
Yes.
I can say